Are we on? I think we're on. All right, we're going to check it and make sure that I can be heard. Make sure everything's working, and then we'll get started here. Hope you're doing great. I'm Kevin, the Photo Wizard, and we are going to edit some pictures here in a few minutes. First, I wanted to talk to the grads. So, you're graduating. Boy, that's exciting. Um, yeah, a lot of things have happened this year. We've had a pretty big year. Um, I know it's exciting. I know you're at the end of an era, and I know that you're excited for whatever the next step is for you. Um, and I'm proud of you. I've talked to a lot of you. I've worked with a lot of you. We've shared a lot of laughs and hugs and some tears. And yeah, this is exciting. You're moving on to bigger and better things. I do want to warn you though, adulthood's coming. And it's a harsh reality. It was for me, and it is for a lot of people. But I want to just tell you just straight up that, you know, I'm here for you. All the other adults that love you in your life, they're here for you. So if you have any questions or you need anything, just feel free to reach out because, we want to love on you and we want to help you into this next phase. Um, it's really, really hard when you hit a roadblock and like you don't want to ask for help. I get it. I've been there. I wanted to do everything on my own and I didn't want to ask for help from anybody. I didn't want anybody to give me any help. Um, those that knew me back then know that very well. I did not want to ask for help at all. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of put this out there that, it's a big deal. You're graduating, you're going to the next level, maybe you're going to college, maybe you're starting your career, whatever it is. But just know that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, "Hey, I don't know what to do here," and ask for help. Don't get blindsided by life. Don't let life run you over because it will. It's trying to every day from here on out. Everything you've done so far, some of it's been hard. Most of it's been a cakewalk compared to the rest of your life. And yeah, just wanted to say we're proud of you. I'm proud of you. And here's to the next phase. We're looking forward to seeing where you go from here. You're our future leaders, and we're looking forward to it. So let's see where we go, and let's make the best out of it. If anybody is in the chat right now, would you please give me a heads up? Let me know if you can hear me, or do I need to say all of that again? Either way, it's fine. I don't care. Um, let's see. I was going to try to find if I could figure out how to work the YouTube app and it actually do what I want it to. View channel. Here we go. Let's see if I hear myself.
Yeah, you.
I do. So we're good to go. All right. Moving right along. So again, grads, congratulations. There's been several high schools that have graduated in the last few days. There's one of my favorite high schools graduating today, Hardin Valley, because that's where my kids went. Bearden's graduating in a few days. Farragut graduated, I believe, already on Sunday. Just there's a lot of feels going around right now, man. It's a hard time of year for a senior portrait photographer. I'm telling you. Um, I'll miss you guys. I'll miss you guys. We go through this every year. All right, so without further ado, we're going to do a live edit here on a few of Allie's pictures. I don't want to take up very long. I'm thinking maybe 10 minutes. But real quick, let's go ahead and dive in. So this is Allie. She is a class of 2025 model. She's on my model team. And let's go back to the beginning here. And I tell you what, I'm going to get rid of my view so we can focus just on what we're doing, because photography is all about focus. All right, so here we go. I have a default preset that I'm going to apply. Normally I do this on import, but I kind of wanted to show you guys these pictures. And so I'm going to, go through them. I'm going to apply this preset to all of them. And this is just a basic preset that I have made. It does a few things. You'll see it makes some adjustment over here in the tone section, in the presence section, the vibrance. And it's doing some kind of behind the scenes stuff that I do as well. And I call it faded just because it has a slightly faded look, but it gives me a nice place to start for what I want most of my images to look like. Now, sometimes that's not what I want to go for. Sometimes that's not the look I'm going for, but for most senior sessions, this is kind of where I'm going to start. And now I can pull away here. Oh, it just did something weird. There we go. All right. Now we're back. So you see, this is, we'll do kind of before and after. So you've got a before view, and then you've got an after view, if it'll catch up here in just a second. Huh. It's not playing nicely. Okay, good. Everything seems to be working good. Let's go here. All right. It didn't ever show the before, did it? Oh. I got an error saying YouTube's not responding. Are we still live? What are we doing? I don't think we are. Maybe we are. Yeah, it's okay. She's gonna be a little slow. Yeah, good. We're still good to go. I can still hear myself. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? All right. So, let's go. Okay. The big thing is I want to make sure we've got enough separation between the foreground and the background. A lot of that can be done just by bumping the contrast, creating some extra contrast in here. And so that's a lot of what I've done already in this preset. It's a magic preset that I have. I'm going to raise our black presence just a little bit because I want to get that softer look in the background. Some of these shadows can be pretty harsh, and I want to kind of get a nicer look there. Let's raise these highlights up just a hair. I have the preset so that it brings highlights way down, but sometimes that's too much for skin tones. But if I can bring them back a little bit there and maybe a little bit in clarity, not making huge adjustments just yet. Okay, here's where we want to go. Right in here. And bump this down. There we go. See, that's good separation right there. Now, we're going to be moving pretty quick, so I'm going to go on and go to the next image. And basically, we're going to kind of do the same thing for all of these. And this gets them ready for me to do a retouch. And in my retouch, really what I'm doing is I'm looking for taking away anything that won't be there in 2 weeks. That's my kind of rule for retouching. So blemishes, scars, things like that, the things that might heal in 2 weeks. But anything else I'm going to leave. I think we're going to be good right in here. Let's let this black point go a little bit higher. Yeah, that's nice. That gets us kind of to where we want to go. Auto setting on white balance is pretty good. These are all shot in RAW, so the auto balance is pretty doggone good. And for the most part, I can just leave that alone. So here's one where we got a little bit of discrepancy here. I'm going to bump the white balance just a little bit, but I'll do that in just a second. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing I've done to the rest of these and bring these up, come down here, get a little smidge more clarity. Yeah, we've got really good separation between foreground and background, and I'm going to add a little bit of temperature here just to take the blue off of her skin because she's not a Smurf. Allie, you look great. All right. Yeah, that one's pretty good. So when I do a retouch, I will brighten up just a little bit of the face in here. But I'm going to raise some shadow just to bring some of that back. Yeah, I know that's a good bit of shadow, but because of where we were shooting, we were in the deep shade right there, as you can tell. It was a bright, sunny day, but being in deep shade, sometimes it gets a little dark in the face. So moving right along, let's go to this next picture. Same thing here. She's a little bit blue for my liking, just because that's what auto does sometimes. So we're gonna bump these up. Normally I would do like a copy and paste here, but not worried about it. There we go. We're getting to a good spot with this image. Look at that. Let's bump the contrast up just a little. We'll bring the shadows are okay. Here we go. Let's bump up this temperature just a little bit. Again, I don't want her skin tones to look blue. I want to be able to see a natural skin tone. We're not gonna go crazy and give her a tan or anything. You know, we're not gonna, because raising the temperature to give a tan does not look good. So what I like to do is just add a little bit of temperature there. So that's good right there. Yeah, I like that. So we can kind of see the before and after. So you see kind of where this was, where it started, and then the after there. So I like that. Let's move on to this next one. It's basically going to be the same thing, one after another after another. Sorry about that. Let me, I was taking a drink of water here. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I am going to do a copy and paste because that one's so close to this other one. I'm just going to copy everything from this one and bring it right over here. It's in exactly the same spot with the same lighting, and I think that's going to work fine. So now we can do a paste, and you'll see it'll finish pasting all the settings, and that's perfect. So you got just a before and after view there. That's great. So before and after. Very minor adjustments is what we're doing. This next image, this one's going to be really good, really out of the box. It's going to be great. And what we got to do is bump down just a little bit on this one. There we go. Still leaving it with the auto white balance because that works on probably 90% of the photos. It gets really close to where I want to be. On this one though, we're going to get a little bit more contrast if we lower the shadows instead of have them raised. And then I'm going to bring the whites down. That'll bring back a little bit of that sky. Probably what I'm going to have to do to bring that sky back in is do a quick sky selection. So let's give a little bit more warmth here. There we go. A little bit of temperature raising. Okay, so let's go select the sky really quick. And one of the things that this is going to do is allow me to do a really quick edit on the sky. These new features, man, they automatically select the sky so that I don't have to manually do it, and it makes it so much faster than it used to be. And you see it taking just a minute while we're streaming, but it'll throw this mask right over the sky. See that? How it perfectly selected all the sky, even the sky that is behind the tree. And see, it's not selected the tree, it's selected everything else. Isn't that wonderful? So let me turn off the mask here, and then we're going to go basically drive down just a little bit, add a little bit pop of contrast, pull some highlights down. Look at those clouds coming back in there. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. There we go. Look at that. And then I want to give a little bit of blue temperature here. There we go. Oh yeah, right in there. We're looking good. What do you think of that? So we'll do a little more contrast since we can. Now, the great thing about this, you've got curves and everything. I'll bump the clarity just a little bit because I like having some poppy clouds back there. You know, popping. Sounded like I said poppy clouds. That's not what I said. I said poppy. Popping. I gotta accentuate things. Somebody out there is laughing right now, and that's okay. All right, here we go. That looks good. I like that. The good thing about these presets or these masks is that even after I'm done with the mask, I can go back in. Let's say I'm like, oh, you know what? I like that, but it's a little too much. I can go back into this mask and I can dial it back from right here in the slider. So I could dial this back and it would take this completely out, or I can make it, you know, even more accentuated. I don't want it to look like it's a thunderhead behind her. So I'm just going to leave that at the base right there. That's good. Okay, let's go on to this one. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to see that we've got clouds. These clouds look great. Look at that. But because of the difference in the foreground and the foreground being Allie and the background being the sky, we're going to have to add just a little more pop, a little more exposure to bring her to a normal exposure. And then we're going to have to select the sky again and bring the sky back down. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring up highlights. I'm just looking at her right now. I'm not looking at the background at all. I'm only looking at her. I'm going to adjust shadows again, just for her. I think that's going to be too much. Let's go back this other way. All right, let's come on up here. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Okay, a little bit more clarity. That's perfect. Okay, so I like to, when I'm looking at stuff like this, I like to be able to see a little bit of the underside texture of hair and things like that, okay, in the shadows. I don't want the shadows to be so deep that we lose that texture. I want to see texture. Even though her hair is black, okay, you can still see texture there. I can. I know you can. So we're going to go back and select the sky again, and we're going to kind of do the same thing. Super quick. Yes, you can copy and paste things like this. If it were a much larger shoot, I would do a lot of copying and pasting. On a smaller shoot like this, granted, we're only editing 15 out of the maybe 70, 75 pictures. Yeah, 75 pictures that I've got to edit. We're only editing 15 of them. It's just the 15 that I just quickly picked out right before we started this live stream. But if I were doing a much larger shoot, yes, I would go ahead and copy and paste. But I like just showing it manual because we can. So here we go, editing this sky. And you see there's a little bit of overlay onto Allie, and that's good. We want that. Let's bump this contrast up. First thing, we're going to bring some of the shadows down a little bit. I kind of like that. Let's bring it gets it a little bit warm for my liking. So I'm going to bring this down. There we go. Because I want to see some of that blue. Because you know the sky's blue, right? So I like that. Look how blue this is now compared to what it previously was. Now let me come down here and bump the clarity because that's where we're really going to see these clouds pop. Look at that. Okay, that's it. So now let's look at before and after on this one. So we got before. See everything kind of takes on that that warm temperature because it was a bright sunny day, you know, with some clouds in the sky, but it was, you know, pretty good sun on her and the scenery. So everything kind of has that yellowish look. There we go. We brought it back to normal. You know, she doesn't look yellow anymore. She's properly exposed. Yeah, we can still see the texture in her hair, especially right in this area right here. You can see this texture. So see, it's kind of lost in the original, and then it's back here. Now, not that the original was a bad picture. I'm not saying I did the wrong thing when I was on the shoot doing the shoot. What I'm saying is a lot of times as a photographer, I have to make a decision based on what the background looks like and based on available light that I have and the light that I can make. I want to be able to kind of see, you know, hey, this is what my goal is in my head. I see it one way, and then I can kind of take the best picture that will get me there, you know, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of the best picture that would get me there. I knew that I'm exposing the background, I'm exposing the scenery around her. I'm going to be able to see that really well. And then I knew that I would be able to bring a lot of that back. Now, because this is so good, and we've got 2 other pictures that have, or 3 or 4 other pictures that have that sky in it, we're going to do a little copy and select the mask. This selects everything that I want except for crops and healing and stuff that would be destructive to, not destructive, but it would change a new picture in such a way that I don't want it to. You know, if you crop one picture, you probably don't want to crop the next one, at least in a portrait shoot. But this will make it super fast. This was the same lighting, same angle, and it is basically the same sky, even though it's, you know, maybe a different section of the sky because I moved around a little bit. Everything else is much the same. And so we can paste this, the AI that's looking for the sky. So it will select that sky and automatically apply. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, super easy. Don't have to do a whole lot to that picture. You've got before and after. Before and after. Yeah, that looks good. I'm okay with that. So let's go on to the next one. Now the next one's going to be, you know, more of the same, a little bit closer up, a little bit tighter in. We're going to go ahead and paste this. I think it'll look great. I think this will be super easy. Got a few more that I want to do, so we're just going to roll through these really quick. Bada boom, bada bing. There's that again. Perfect. Fine with that. Let's move on. Again, I'm getting to a point that I can go in and do some retouching. Okay, there is a little bit of retouching that I want to do, mostly where we take away the stranded hairs and you know, things that, you know, maybe there's a hair across her face or something like that. We want to take that off, and then, you know, a little bit of blemish retouching. Allie doesn't have a lot of blemishes, so we don't have to do a lot. The main thing with that kind of blemish retouching is you want to be careful to not change the way she really looks. So we have to keep the texture. She has beautiful freckles. We have to keep those beautiful freckles. And we don't want to change. We don't want it to not be Allie, right? We want it to still be Allie. So we have to be very careful when we do fashion retouching that we don't change the person. We're just maybe helping some things that they were going to heal on their own. Like every teenager has acne. I mean, at least I had acne really bad. So if we can help just a little bit in those areas, or if maybe she has, you know, a scar or something, maybe, I mean, doing color guard, she might still have a bruise or something out there where she was out practicing or something like that. And we can go in and remove that, so it's not in there. Is this a hawk flying back here? Let's look. Looks like it is. Looks like there's a hawk that was flying back there that day. That's interesting. Something cool that we'll leave in. I'm not going to take that out because it's real. It's live in color. So I like that edit. That's pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that at all. We're not zooming out here. What are we doing, Lightroom? Come on. There we go. Lightroom's lagging behind a little bit. That's okay. Again, that gets us to a pretty good place with this picture. So we're going to leave that right there. Go ahead and go to the next one. I think what we're going to have here is, I'm not going to be able to copy and paste. Yeah. So I'll show you what'll happen. So if I go back, I'm going to grab everything except the sky mask. I don't need the sky mask from this next one. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to grab everything except the sky mask. Copy. And you can rename these masks. A little more advanced than what I'm doing today, but you can rename the mask so that you know that it's the sky. I don't particularly want to do that for our purposes today. Yeah, see, so the regular settings work okay, so that's fine. We'll leave that right there. Probably we'll go back and pull back just a little bit. This one has some sky in it, but I'm gonna copy and paste. There we go. And see, it misses the mark just a little bit. It's just a little too much for me. That's why I like doing the manual edits. But, you know, the copy and paste gets you really close. It really does. It really does. There we go. Just a little bit of temperature adjustment because she was a little bit too orange for me. Might be, I don't know if we'll be able to copy and paste this one. We're going to try. So this one is on a little walking bridge down there. I love this little spot. Yeah, it's way too bright. So let's bring this back down to normal and see. Oh, it's about perfect right there. Look at that. Yeah, great look, Allie. I love the way she looks off right there. I'm just going to straighten this slightly. No, I'm not either. I don't like that. Just a little bit right there. Yeah, much better. Yeah, that's a great look. She looks fantastic. And then for the very last one, the last of my picks. So the preset did pretty good on that one. I don't know that I'm pasting anything. I like the skin tone. I'm gonna bring down the exposure a little bit. That's perfect. I'm gonna bring up the highlights slightly, bring some color back into her face. I like the texture in her hair here. That's perfect. Yeah, everything looks great. I may do some deeper edits. Just minor things like her hair color here. I can go in and I can fix that hair color so that it all matches. I can do things like that. Most of the time, I don't do those kind of things unless that picture gets ordered. This is a model session, so she's one of my senior influencers for class of 2025. So I probably will go in and do, you know, just a little bit of that stuff to the images that she likes. Regardless, I mean, you know, she's not going to order all of them. So, all right, so let's go back and look. Yeah, we did pretty good. That was what, 20 minutes? When did we start this? About 5 till. So yeah, maybe 20 minutes. And we did a pretty good job there. So I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? Super quick. Not trying to, you know, show all of my tricks of the trade, of course. I would really like to get to the point where I can do a live photo shoot. But there's a lot that has to happen for me to get to that point. And who knows, maybe one day we'll do that. For now, I think that's it. I'm happy with Allie's pictures. I've got some others that I need to edit, of course, because that was only 15 of the 75. And I want to get these ready for her to view at her image premiere, which is coming up tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you, Allie, tomorrow. And I think we're done here. So thanks for joining me. If you will, please like and subscribe. I'd love to bring you on board the next time that I do one of these live streams. And yeah, that's it. Hope you have a great day. Congratulations if you're a class of 2024 graduating senior. Congratulations. Good for you. All right. Y'all take care, and I will see